Well, we're out in the van at last, again after a long spell of not getting out and doing any walks. Yeah, did do a few when I was on holiday, and yeah, I've just been waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit. It has been very warm throughout July. It's now August. Yeah, so I'm now out doing another one of these pub walks along the Peddars Way and the Norfolk Coast Path by Liz Monaghan. And today we are at Little Cressingham. The pub walk in this book actually starts from the White Horse, which unfortunately closed in 2004, so we can't really park there and walk from there. There is another, if you want to do this as a pub walk, you could always start in Great Cressingham, which we're going to be going through later. The pub there, I think it's called the Windmill Inn. That pub is still open, so you could start from there and sort of join the route and follow that round. Yeah, here we have the route, although it doesn't actually show much on here, but yeah, so basically that's where the pub is, or was, and that's the Peddars Way. So we're doing a little bit of the Peddars Way. I'm actually parked where this little mill sign is here. Yeah, very interesting mill. Yeah, so we'll do a little bit round Little Cressingham. We'll go up the Peddars Way, then across to Great Cressingham and back round that way. And as usual, I'll try and put some maps in. Van just moved and took my foot off the brake. Yeah, and as usual, I'll put some old Ordnance Survey maps in and do a little bit of interesting stuff, history stuff along the way. But yeah, just over there is the mill, and I did just notice another YouTuber walking in there. So yeah, I might just see how long they're going to be. Well, I assume they're a YouTuber. They've got a camera and a fancy bit of lighting equipment, much more fancy than me. So as I always say, let's go. Oh yeah, well that was quite interesting. I just spoke to the lady that was doing some filming here, and she's actually on Instagram. She does a lot of churches, ruined churches and things, and yeah, she just saw this on the way to the church up the road, up that way, which we'll be going to. But yeah, so this is Little Cressingham combined wind and water mill. Probably quite unique in that it has two sets of stones in the same building, one driven by the water mill and one driven by the wind, or by the sails, which yeah, obviously you can see they're gone. Yeah, so it's a little bit of history on this here. I do believe they do tours every so often. Yeah, so this is basically what I've already found out. Built around 1821, powered by both wind and water. Yeah, two pairs of stones at the base of the tower were driven by the water wheel, and a further two pairs in the upper half of the tower driven by sails. There was also a pump house operated by a Brammer pump to serve or to pump water up to Claremont Hall, a mile away. That's some pretty powerful pump. I think that was replaced by some hydraulic pumps at a later date. So yeah, the mill ceased working by wind power in 1916, but continued with water and oil until 1952. Yeah, I do believe the sails were blown off Around about the same time as a lot of windmills seem to have ceased existence, around sort of 1911, 1916, sort of around that time. Yeah, a lot of windmills seem to have went by the wayside around then. Yeah, so let's have a little look. Entrance to the mill. Obviously not a lot of movement in this water at the moment. Is that the pump house there? I wonder if that is. Could be. Can just see the wheel just about. And a nice crabapple tree. Yeah, so actually where I parked outside the mill is in that book as an alternative park and place. A little bit windy today, so we might have a little bit of background noise on the camera. Oh, is that the old soot box, is it? Oh, some sort of bearing here. Ah, probably the drive shaft for the oil engine, I suspect, which may have been outside. And there's a really large pond around the back here. Yeah, the feed pond and leak come running down here. Don't see much through these rather grimy windows. Not really. I suspect that's been mostly removed. Suspect looking bridge. Don't think I'll risk that. There's another little hut there. Nose behind that willow. And that's the leak going into there. Pump house, I'm guessing. See in here. Probably can't see a lot because it's very dark, but there is the water wheel still in situ. Yeah, worth a visit. Fantastic looking building. Yeah, so the mill ceased operation by wind power in 1916. Sails fitted after a pair had been lost in 1911 were damaged beyond repair, and the mill used water power and oil and engine until 1952, as we've already found out. Decorative pump house on the site, built, which I'm guessing is this. built 1806, which housed a pump and later 2 hydraulic rams which raised water to Claremont Lodge. Some nice windows there. Again, I suspect there's not a lot, even if you can see through the window. I guess there's not a lot left in there. Right, well, let's carry on. I think this is it Fairstead Lane? I think I'm picking up, but we're basically heading towards Little Cressingham. Well, heading up the slight hill towards Little Cressingham Mill Farm, aptly named. On the wrong side of the road, but it's a bit of a tight corner, so I'm playing it safe until we can get round. Now, at least the sky is clearing a little bit now. It was looking a possibility of rain earlier. I didn't want to leave it too late before going out because it is going to get warm again this afternoon. Right, just coming into view is St Andrew's Church with a partially missing tower. Falling flints. Please take care. Right. Have a little look around the outside. So it has a 14th century chancel, 15th century nave with aisles. Yeah, makes for quite an unusual looking building. Some bricked up windows there. Yeah, so the south side of the tower collapsed towards the end of the 18th century. I'm trying to work out where the village hall is. Apparently it's next to the church. was an old free school. Founded by William Farrer, 1809, and cost £144 to build. Bargain. Interesting. There's a crow's foot mark there. Oh, that's a boundary marker. Could be. That's just on the aisle, on the buttress of the collapsed tower. Bell tower up there. It's up there. Right, let's have a little look inside. These are here just to protect any visitors from falling flints and masonry. But at least they haven't gated it off or guarded it off with steel guards, because they look absolutely awful. At least this is kind of in keeping with the church. Is that a mason's mark, possibly? Right. I don't know. Hopefully there's no one in here. Door. Quite a cosy little church. That's a memorial to the Viscount Claremont, William Henry Fortescue. Coat of arms up there. These wonderful columns. Almost seemed too grand for such a small church, but then at one time it would have been much bigger. Little access door to, forget what they're called, I'll put it in the notes. Would have been a screen here probably at one time going across. And we have memorial 1418 war. There's There's another roll of honour here. And that's the doorway to the little staircase that leads up to there. I could probably have done a video on this church alone. Yeah, plain glass window at this end. And another little memorial. Norfolk Regiment. Age 20. Yeah, it's terrible. Young age. Right, well, let's carry on. See if I can spot where the where do you want to sign the visitor's book? Right, let's continue. Well, that is the old school, according to that sign, right next to the church, but I don't think that's the original building, but that is the location. We've got some sort of yes, well, at least it has got a stone there. I wonder if that is the original stone and just been placed in this building. I'm pretty sure that's a modern building. Got the lines down here, and the brick pattern is all wrong. Yeah, well, that's where that is. Church is just there. Right, so we're just coming up to this crossroads here, and this building here was the old White Horse pub, and that's a closed 2004. First recorded licensee was John Sebbings, 1789 to 1794. And there's the front view. Right, so we want to go along Peddars Way. We want to take this direction. Ian.
Get your name.
Ian.
Brianna. Lovely to meet you.
And you. Bye.
See you later.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's a particularly large village. Morning. Yeah, so it is Little Cressingham is mentioned in the Doomsday book as having, I think it was 46, as far as I can remember. My memory isn't that great, but I'm sure it was 46 households in 1086, and possibly about the same number now, I would say, from number of houses I've seen, unless there's some pretty well hidden somewhere. Right, so this is the Peddars Way, or part of, and one day I do intend to either walk or cycle the whole route. I've been having a look into it, and yeah, oh, here we are, Village Green. That looks pleasant enough area. Yeah, it's not very green at the moment. I've had a rather dry spell. Yeah. What was I saying? Easily distracted. Yeah. The old rectory. Yeah, Peddars Way. Yeah, I would like to either cycle it or walk it. I'd prefer to walk it because you haven't got the added complication of relying on machinery. You've got to rely on your shoes. Yeah, I think it's, if you want to cycle it, you're looking at a couple of days, start to finish, and to walk about 4 days. Obviously you're going to need stops on the way, so I'd have to factor that in. I don't really relish the idea of sleeping in a ditch, not these days. I'd done it one time, but not now. So yeah, I'd have to plan some pub stops or something along the route. We really are out in the Norfolk countryside now. There's some ominous looking clouds over there. I may as yet get wet. Yeah, and I haven't got a raincoat with me. So, yeah. Looks fine out that way. Perhaps that's the way I should head. Oh, and you can just about see the mill from here. And very aptly, you've got a modern power generating windmill in the foreground. Old and new in the same shot. Yes, we're right on the edge of the Brecks here. Yeah, so we've got a more sort of normal for Norfolk countryside view. We're still on Peddars Way, sort of dipping down towards what's marked on old survey, ordnance survey maps as a ford. I think some even show a footbridge. Yeah, this is obviously the feed for the mill. Or was the feed for the mill. Yeah, you can see the reeds cutting across that field. I see a little bit of water there. I wonder if the ford has been replaced by this bridge. Yeah. Not a lot of movement in that water, but then hardly surprising. We haven't had rain, not proper rain, for weeks. Yeah, all a little bit green. Yeah, carries on up that way. It's all a bit clogged up with the reed at the moment. Yeah, so that would have been, yeah, this road's been built up, hasn't it? It sort of dips down to about there, and then rises again, and then dips down again. It's a bit of the old ford in there. I do like a ford. I can't. There was a tiny muntjac sitting in that hedge. By the time I got the camera out and on and pressed the button, he clocked me and he was gone. So there's a little footpath here. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention. Oh, now getting a few spits of rain. Yeah, I did mean to mention that not really going down any footpaths. Today it's mostly tarmac road. Even the Peddars way is tarmacked. But, nice view over there. Pity the sun won't shining. I might have to take shelter somewhere for 5 minutes because yeah, it's starting to rain. I was just taking shelter behind this oak, ivy coloured oak, ivy covered oak. I think you see a sign posted in the distance. There's a giveaway sign. We've just got to go straight over that. You can turn left and take that as a shortcut, but yeah, I'd rather do Peddars way if I can. Just carries on a little bit further. However, depends how long it takes for this rain to clear, and if it doesn't, I should be walking straight into it. I don't know whether you can see that on the camera, probably not. But yeah, it's coming down at a 45-degree angle. That's typical. Just as I started walking again, the rain started. There is some lighter weather coming by the looks of it, but yeah. Let's see, a little bit of rain. Right, so this is the junction. Going straight over here. So you could take this road to Great Cressingham, but we want to follow the Peddars way. I'm going to walk on the wrong side of the road to try and get out of the rain as much as possible and shelter behind this hedge as I walk. Let's say we're on a dead straight bit of road here. Right, now coming up to where I'm going to turn off towards Great Cressingham. Handy little sign, though it's slightly pointed the wrong direction. Yeah, seems got twisted round. So Peddars Way, which continues down there. We're gonna head towards Great Cressingham. I've got a very useful little sign there for travellers if they want a beer or plate of food. Heading this way. It does seem to have stopped raining for the moment. Looks like we've got a large deer in our path up ahead. Don't think that's a muntjac. Legs look too long. Well, what it's doing? Oh, it's probably having a little drink from a puddle. I expect that will disappear long before we get there, but I'll leave the camera rolling. Looking straight at me. Probably can't smell me because I'm downwind. Oh, that's off. Oh, another one, a little one, another little one. Right, just coming towards Great Cressingham. Can just about see the tower of, I think that's St Michael's in Great Cressingham, and a few red brick houses just through the trees over this field here, and what looks like some less wet weather coming. Looks a little bit brighter, so hopefully we won't get any more rain. Still heading towards Great Cressingham. It's a very nice field here, meadow. Looks like it was, to me, it looks like a park, part of a hall or manor. The way the trees are spaced out. Indeed, we must be getting near to Priory Farm. Oh, that might be it through there. Just in it. Or I think it was once known as Manor Farm. And somewhere over there, I think there's a double moat, where that still exists. It shows up on early Ordnance Survey maps anyway. I'm going to guess that is Priory Farm. Yeah, so assuming that is, so it's a medieval double moated site, which was the site of a manor from 15th century. In the mid 16th century, the house was acquired by the Jenny family, who built an elaborate, substantial courtyard house, only a small portion of which survives. Excavations on the site in the 1960s recovered Roman, medieval and post-medieval pottery and other finds. Although the house was known as Priory Farm, there was never a religious foundation on this site. The site is thought to be that of Risley Manor, recorded from the 15th century, although the manor has also been linked to the Priory of Norwich, so that might be where the Priory bit comes from. Yeah, though can't see a great deal of it, but it's there. Might be interesting to have a look on satellite view on Google Maps, see if you can actually see any trace of the moat. You can just about see a 30-mile-an-hour sign, so we must be getting close. Yeah, Great Cressingham was also mentioned in the Domesday Book. 49 households in 1086. Strictly private. I'm going to guess that is the entrance to the Priory Farm. Lovely looking barn there. That's about all you can see. There's the back of the barn, or the front. See a better view of St Michael's there. Somewhere near on the old Ordnance Survey maps is marked a reading room. Could be one of these buildings here. More likely this one. Although two-storey reading room would be quite unusual. And normally single-storey. We'll just have a little look. St Michael's. I don't think we'll go in, we'll just have a look around the outside. Might be another video to have a look around. We've had a look around one church, we don't want to overdo it, do we? So it's a medieval church, dating from the 13th century. Nice flint work. There was extensive alterations done to the church in the 15th century. So it's got 13th century arcading, 14th century piscina, and late medieval poppy bench ends. Right, we'll carry on into the village. I think that's who took the shortcut. That's the road you'd come into Great Cressingham on. Oh, I spy some blue sky. Can we have a little bit more of that? I'm still a bit damp. Right, somewhere along here on the right, and that might well be it, is the old village school. Few nice cottages. Yes, a Great Cressingham school is a flint and brick building constructed in 1840. I'll just get the other side of the road so you can get a bit. I'm pretty sure that is, and that's a little bit further down. Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, so constructed in 1840, initially attended by 60 children, but had the capacity for nearly double that. In 1947 there were 25 children present, and the school was scheduled for closure, like so many. Yeah, so it was scheduled for closure in 1957, but actually remained open until 1992. And apparently it's now a Victorian school museum. When it's open, I couldn't actually find anything on details, access or anything, so it might just be one of these things that get visited by schools. You see it. This school for the instruction of the poor was built AD 1840. That's a pity we can't actually get in and have a look. Yeah. Now attended by 2 pigeons by the looks of it. There's a couple of cottages up here of interest. One is called the Vines, which is the first one we'll come to. It's a late medieval timber framed hall house. Hall, H-A-W-L, house that is, not what that sounded like. Was altered and partly rebuilt in brick in the early 17th century, when an upper floor was also added, which I think is this one here. That's the Vines, and right next door we have Vine Cottage, which is a clay lump building on a flint and brick base. Yes, had the frontage built up a little bit. Yes, that's very nice. It's had a few alterations as well. Yeah, so it's early 19th century. Cottage originally only had 2 rooms and is a rare example of small clay lump building. We've got a pub here somewhere. Gone past it. the Robin Hood pub. Is it this one? Yeah, must be. The Robin Hood, built 1750. Ah, well, I didn't know that bit. Yeah. Closed 1965. Right, let's get back on the track. Right, so to the right is the old Windmill Inn. Oh, looks like there's a little CL campsite down there as well. Right, so the Windmill, first recorded licensee William Mack, 1789 to 1794, and it's still open down there somewhere on the right, I believe. So if you did want to do a pub walk, you could start from that point, park up there, do the walk, come back and have a nice beer and a meal. Yeah, we actually started from the mill, so right up the hill, Chalk Hill this is called. And just up here is another pub, so it's 3 pubs in that quite small village. What have we got up here? That looks interesting. A chapel or village hall. No, there was a chapel in the village, but I think it's up where those houses are to the right. Whether it's still there or not, another matter. The Hive. Oh, I'm going to guess 1932. That's got to be village hall, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the other place I actually considered parking, which, yeah, it would be possible. Nice little parking area. This is the village green, created in 2006. Oh, that's nice. That's a lovely village green. Got some play equipment over there. Got some wild meadow areas, bench, a few trees. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. Yeah. The bench down there. So there's another option for parking if you didn't want to park at the pub or the mill. Yeah, there's supposed to be a chapel up there, but when I looked on Google Maps I couldn't actually see any sign of it, so that may well be gone. But along here somewhere is the Fox and Hounds, or was the Fox and Hounds, or Fox Inn. I'm on the wrong side of the road, but it don't matter because I want to get a shot of the old pub, which I think is at this. Could be this Fox House. Yeah, I reckon that's it. So first recorded licensee, Goddard Bartlett, 1835 to 1837. The pub closed in 1939 when the licence was transferred to the Roundwell at Cossey, which no longer exists either. I think it's now medical surgery, doctor's surgery. Right, looks like we are now leaving Great Cressingham. Maze. Not a maze, some maze. It's warming up now. Skies are clearing and I'm just about dry. This track just here, warning sign, it's all part of Stanner over there. Yeah, this is the other end of that footpath, I would think, which we saw leaving Little Cressingham. So that's another little shortcut you could take if you didn't want to do the whole route. Look at that view when the sun is out. Well, the sun ain't out, but the skies are blue. Yeah, Norfolk countryside, unbeatable. Well, it is to me. So you've got a hare over there. Hare over there. Is that a hare or it might be a muntjac? That's quite a way off, hard to tell. Yeah, you certainly wouldn't see it on the GoPro. Probably just about here. Stop now. Yeah, there's a muntjac barking somewhere in these woods. Oh, there it go. Yeah, gone quiet now. Typical, isn't it? There's still a bit of woodland. Right, I think you want to turn off here at this junction. Little Cressingham. And the more wonderful views of the Norfolk countryside. And there's beautiful big skies. Now the sun is out. Yeah, I didn't quite time that very well, I don't think. But, oh, look at that. Everywhere. That is most annoying. I suppose at least it is paper, so it should rot down eventually, but even so, someone obviously took it there and chucked it out of their window of their car rather than taking it home with them. Oh. Oh. I mean, what is wrong with people? It is so unnecessary. Don't throw it out your window of your car. Just chuck it in the footwell and then bin it when you get home. Stop being so lazy. This is a bit of a busier road. Here comes the postie. And what does this sign here say? Roadside Nature Reserve. Yeah. Be more respectful. Another bit there. Oh, I'll tell you what, you could carry a bin bag and you could fill it in seconds. I didn't really expect to see these such quiet little lanes. I didn't actually expect to see any rubbish at all. Oh, so quiet. This is a bit of traffic along here now. That's the most traffic I've seen all day. Well, the road is dropping down, going downhill, and I did catch a glimpse of the windmill. So we can't be far off. I can just see the church tower now in the distance. So yeah, not much further to go. Another little footpath here. I wonder if that joins up with that other footpath. May well do. And through there you can just see the mill. Well, here we are, back at Little Cressingham, back at the mill, just through there. Just see the side of the van ahead. So we're nearly back. Well, I hope you enjoy this little walk with me. As always, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And well, thanks Liz for the inspiration. yeah, I'm sure I'll be doing a few more out of that book further along the Peddars Way. Most enjoyable walk that was. Not sure how far it was in the end. I didn't actually look. But yeah, felt like about 5 miles. Oh, more hen. Now just dived into the. There we go. Nice cool breeze coming off this little stream. Back at the van, back at the mill. Thanks for watching.